Hey everyone, this is John with Lead Capture IO, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to embed a really nice and high converting interactive multi-step form right into your GoHighLevel funnels and landing pages. Now, GoHighLevel itself is an amazing tool. It's extremely powerful, but when it comes to creating multi-step or interactive lead capture forms, it leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of the design and the functionality. In comparison, lead capture tools like Lead Capture IO enable you to build really sleek, more modern interactive lead capture forms that should lead to higher conversion rates. And it even comes with more conversion focused features like built-in social proof, Google address autocomplete to help remove friction, lead validation and real-time point of capture verification, and just a whole ton of features. So what we're going to do now is I'll walk through how to take your lead capture form that you've set up inside of Lead Capture IO and add it into your GoHighLevel landing page. Then I'll also show you how to post the leads from your form into GoHighLevel. So that way you can make sure every lead that you get is synced up with GoHighLevel, and you can easily get it into GoHighLevel using our webhook. Just for some quick additional context here, if you're new to Lead Capture IO is mainly for the lead capture side of things. It's more designed around building high converting forms and helping with lead validation and qualification, whereas GoHighLevel does a whole ton of other things, including landing pages and funnels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump into a GoHighLevel funnel. This is just a demo page that I have set up. And I'm going to just walk through how to get the lead form implemented into your funnel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the lead form right into this section. So I have a full width row, and I'm going to add an element here, and we'll just look for a code block. So I'll take this code block and I'll drop it in. Next, we're going to jump into Lead Capture IO, copy a couple pieces of code, and then we'll paste them into the page, and that's really all there is to it. So jumping into Lead Capture IO here, this is the form that we're looking to embed into the GoHighLevel landing page. So the first prerequisite here is that you're going to need your form set up. This means having all of your steps, making sure they're connected, and having an entry step set. If your entry step is not set, then your form may not end up loading for you. So just make sure you have all of that stuff squared away. If you're looking to embed the lead form right into the page, then go to Settings, Form Mode, and choose Embed It. If you want it to pop up on button click, then choose either the option All or Pop Up. In this case, we're just going to keep it simple and go with Embed It. So now all you need to do is go to Publish, Pixel Script, and copy this Pixel Script here. Now, a key thing to note about this Pixel Script is that it is unique to this form. This line of code that I'm highlighting here is associated with this form and this form only. If you create another form in your account, then it's actually going to have some different code associated with it. So just make sure that you're using the right code. Copy this token, and then we're going to jump back into GoHighLevel. We'll go back to our custom code block here, and we'll paste it in. Now, there's still one more thing left to do. We have to jump back into Lead Capture IO and grab one more line of code. So if you scroll down to step 2, choose behavior options, expand embed lead form, and then you're going to go down to this line of code here where you see div class equals lead forms dash embed form. Copy this code, go back into your GoHighLevel page, and then just paste it below where you pasted that script. And there's actually going to be 2 instances of this code. You can get rid of the second one. So what's happening here is this code here, everything between the script and the end script, all of this code is communicating back to Lead Capture IO and getting your whole form to work. It's loading all of the settings, it's loading the design, the text, the steps, and it's associating the form that's loading on your landing page with the form inside of Lead Capture IO, so that way it knows where to post the leads. This line of code is indicating where the form should load on the page. So this line of code makes it work. This line of code is all about the placement of the form. If you would like the form to appear at the bottom of the page as well, all you need to do is copy this line of code and add it into the page. You do not need this line of code twice. You only need this once. So now that I saved it, we're going to just quickly preview the page, and the form should be live, and there it is. So you'll see that it loads, and it's way nicer than the out-of-the-box forms that GoHighLevel offers. So now before we move on to how to get the leads to post from the form through lead capture back into GoHighLevel, one quick thing that I want to touch on is how to speed up the form. If you find that the form is taking a little bit too long to load, we have a solution for that inside of Lead Capture IO. Oh, you can even see that one of GoHighLevel's native forms popped up, and as you can see, it's not that great looking. This definitely isn't something that I would think would convert high compared to a form built in Lead Capture IO. At this point, if you're just looking to get faster load times where it's like nearly instant, you can use our raw code feature. So if you go into Publish, go all the way down to raw code, and then you would click Generate. Now, when you generate the raw code, what's happening here is it's going to generate a full block of code with all of the attributes of your form, like the color, the text, everything that makes the form look the way it looks. You can then take that code block and add it right into your page, and this will get the form to load nearly instant. Now, the only downside to using raw code is anytime you make any sort of change to your form, you have to come back in, regenerate the raw code, and add it back into the page. That's one of the trade-offs for the faster load speed, but some people are okay with doing that because they usually usually don't change their forms that often, and they definitely want that faster speed. So it sometimes does make sense to use this. So you just hit generate, copy this code, and then you go back into GoHighLevel and go back to your code here, and then just paste it in, and that's all you have to do. Now let's go through this form, we'll submit it, and then I'll show you how to get the information into GoHighLevel. So just to show you how this works here, on the phone field, you could even use our OTP phone verification feature to validate the phones in real time. So I just submitted the lead. Now let's go check lead capture here. So we're going to go back to design, we'll close, and there's the lead that just went through. So you'll see as the leads get posted in GoHighLevel, they also show up in lead capture. You get all of these really great analytics, so you can see how your form's performing, and then you get the lead information. So you can see when the lead came through, some information, IP address, and verification status. So if you're verifying your leads, you can actually capture the verification status, which is pretty cool. You can even open up the lead and see some additional information. But what we really need to do is we need to get this lead into GoHighLevel next. So we got the form in GoHighLevel. Now we need to post the lead into GoHighLevel. So to do that, we'll go back into the form, and this is where our webhook comes into play. You can, of course, use a tool like Zapier, but if you would like to save on costs, definitely try out our webhook. So to use our webhook, all you have to do is go to lead delivery, go all the way down to webhook settings, and then you're going to set some of these fields. What we're going to do is we're going to create a workflow. So you go to automation and then workflow list. They have a bunch of pre-built ones inside of GoHighLevel, which is really nice. I'm just going to create a workflow from scratch. And then I will set a trigger here as inbound webhook. So you're going to need to set the inbound webhook trigger, and then this will give you your webhook post URL. So copy this entire thing, and then you're going to go back into lead capture IO and go to the webhook post URL and paste that in. And then scroll down to custom data formatting enabled. And from the formatting type, you can either post in JSON, XML, and form data. GoHighLevel can accept either JSON or form data. We have found that form data is what works the best, so I would recommend using form data. Choose form data, and then go all the way up to the top and click save. Now at this point, your webhook is configured, and that's really all you need to do to configure it. Again, it's just setting your webhook post URL, which you get inside of GoHighLevel from the inbound webhook trigger type. Go down to custom data formatting enabled and choose form data, click save. Now with many CRMs, you often have to go into each individual step and field type and set a custom field type for the webhook. But with GoHighLevel, you don't actually have to do that. If for some reason you do need to do that, you would just go to, let's say, the contact form, go to a step here, we'll just do the email step, click on that, and you'll see that we have a webhook settings section where you can actually add a field for the email. And you can do the same thing for every single field and every single step type. So now that we have the webhook set up, the next thing that we need to do is push another test lead through, so that way it can post to the endpoint that GoHighLevel is looking for. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to the landing page where we have the form set up, we'll refresh, and then I'll just go through the steps again of submitting this form. Okay, now let's go back and check lead capture IO to make sure that lead posted. You'll see we now have 2 leads, and there's the second lead. Now that we posted this lead, we can go into GoHighLevel and we can have it look for the sample leads. You need to go to mapping reference, and then the lead should show up here. If you do not see it, click on check for new records. If you still don't see it, then make sure that you've sent a test lead through with all of your webhook information configured on the lead capture IO side. Choose this reference, and then when you do that, you're going to see the entire payload that was sent from lead capture IO upon submission to GoHighLevel. So here's all the information about the lead, including more information that wasn't submitted through the form, like the lead's IP address, the parent URL that they submitted on, and so much more that you'll probably need at some point. So you can then save the trigger, and now that the contact's been created, you can then go and do the rest of your automation workflow setup. I'm not going to walk through that now because this video is more about how to get your lead form set up in GoHighLevel and then to get the leads into GoHighLevel. But at this point, there's really nothing else left to do. You just have to publish it. If you run into issues, I would recommend checking out the execution logs. You can do a lot of troubleshooting. In addition to that, if you go into lead capture IO, and if you go to each lead, so go to your lead form detail page and then just click into a lead. You'll see a webhook log entry section, and this also provides some feedback around if the lead posts it to GoHighLevel or not, and what the success or failure message is. So you can also use this for troubleshooting if you run into any issues. Now, the other huge benefit to using lead capture IO, aside from all the stuff that I talked about, is the analytics section. One of my favorite parts of lead capture is the fact that you can dive into the form and look at deeper analytics, like step-based metrics here, and then you can begin to optimize your form based on where you're seeing drop-off. So for example, if I'm seeing a lot of drop-off around the owner or location step, then I know that there's probably something I need to do to optimize it to get even more leads. So my recommendation is just to get it all set up and go high level. Don't overthink it and start getting some data, then come back in weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and continue optimizing and improving. And over time, you should start to see leads increase. Now, if you run into any issues when integrating with GoHighLevel, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help you out. You can contact us at support@leadcapture.io. Thanks.